Welcome back to yet another episode of Life and the Balance of Fitness. My name is Ishaq KAYIIZI. I'm the CEO of Trainers on Demand, and I'll be your host. In this episode, we'll be talking about the main subject that all of you want to know, glutes. So, Kaylee, tell us, how do I grow my glutes?
AKA booty.
Booty.
Yeah.
Nyash.
Yeah, how do women grow their bums? Naturally.
Okay.
Okay, so firstly, I would incorporate compound movements. So that's your squats, deadlifts, lunges, hip thrusts, glute bridges. And then you need to be able to do progressive overload on those muscles.
So what do you mean by progressive overload?
So progressive overload, you need to challenge the muscle in order it to grow. So you increase the intensity over time. So that could be with the weight, tempo, reps. And then you would add in accessory work. So that's when you've got your glute kickbacks, you can do your abductors.
Okay. And how many times should I train my glutes in a week?
2 to 3 times if you want to see progress.
2 to 3 times.
Yeah.
And by 2 to 3 times, how do I break it down?
So I would do a mix of heavy weights.
Okay, let's say this is a Monday, right? That's the first time. Let's say 3 times. We've decided we'll do 3 times this week.
Yeah.
All right, break it down for me. Monday.
So you can do a heavy day,
Okay.
Monday, so that's low reps. You want to try and go as heavy as you can with good form.
Okay.
Then you would do a medium day. So
And
that would be
I'll stop to break you there. So on the first day, the heavy day, what should I incorporate in? What exercises am I focusing on more?
your compound movements.
Oh, it's the same compound movements.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you're always going to do it corporate in compound movements. So you do glutes 2 to 3 times a week if you want to improve your glutes.
Okay.
So you would still always do a compound movement. So you could do squats on a Monday, deadlifts on a Wednesday, hip thrusts on a Friday. You could also incorporate hip thrust 3 times a week, but you would do different variations. So you could do heavy set on a Monday, then you could do medium like weight on a Wednesday, and you could do like include a rest pause. There's different types. You can do drop sets. There's different ways to stress the muscle with progressive overload. It's not just about increasing the weight, which a lot of people think, because it's actually about just challenging the muscle so that it grows. So this could be a 1 1/4 reps, for instance.
Okay.
It's all about mind-muscle connection. So if you can, when you're feeling, when you're doing an exercise, most people will just go through the motion and won't feel about the actual exercise that they're doing.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you're feeling the muscle that you're meant to be working. So if you're going to be doing squats, like a squat is going to hit your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes, your calves, and it can be a full body exercise. But some people might feel a squat in their glutes more, depending on how you do a squat. So obviously if you do heels elevated squat, it's going to activate more quads.
More quads.
So if you do a squat at 90 degrees or lower, then you're going to activate more glutes.
Speaking of squats, can you just give me an idea about the split squat, the Bulgarian?
If it's your first time in the gym, I wouldn't get you to a Bulgarian split squat.
Okay.
I wouldn't say they're for beginners. I would say that they're a more advanced exercise.
Okay.
And there's different ways that you can target the muscles. So if you lean forward in the exercise, or if you keep an upright posture, you know, the strength of your leg. So if you have your knee goes over your toe more, or again, if you have a 90-degree angle.
90-degree angle, yeah.
Yeah. It's all going to hit the glutes and the legs differently.
So speaking of glutes, is there any kind of diet that I should follow if I really want to specifically work on bulking the glutes? Proteins?
Yeah, protein. So most people, especially women, when they're in the gym or when they're training, a lot of them will train really hard, but they're not eating adequate calories or protein. And in order to be able to grow your glutes, you want to eat in a slight surplus. You don't want to be eating too much, because then you can put on more body fat. But if you eat in a slight surplus, then you are able to grow muscle and not put on as much body fat. So I would make sure that you eat adequate protein, but also adequate calories.
So if I had no equipment, no gym, and I'm doing this at home, how can I work on growing my glutes?
You do the same movements at home as you would do in the gym.
Yes.
But you just have to do it a little bit differently. So you might have to stress the muscle more, you might have to do more reps, and that's when it's about, because you still have to do progressive overload at home. And the only way to change that, again, is by changing up the tempo, the rep range, or doing pull squats. There's different types of ways that you'll be able to do progressive overload at home. It can still be done, and then also making sure that you're eating adequate protein. Most people are not eating enough protein.
Okay, we'll take a short break, and when we'll be back, we'll talk more about the general fitness with koosie. If you have any questions, please direct them to me. Like, share, and subscribe.